Well, you know this man, Fergal McCormac of FPM Accountants, and we were laughing and joking there about Bobby Langan of the old days. We were laughing and joking there about bolsters. And not many people know what a bolster is nowadays. Used to be in the middle of the bed, down the mid-bed, where you keep you at arm's length from the person who is kipping next to you. But it's a thing of the past, like washing boards. You know the washboards that they used? Think of the washing that people have
Indeed,
to do
I didn't
nowadays,
think you knew what a bolster was.
I did indeed. So listen to me, business matters, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first edition of Business. You mustn't have the bridge because that money can go, if it's available to go and it's not, can go to put in hospitals, to put in MRI scanners and things like that. How dare you want a bridge when the hospital service, the health service needs that money. But they come back with the archetypal and wonderful business concern, and it is, if we bring in tourists and more tourists, and if we bring in prosperity from tourists, it's what you said, then that business will grow the economy and we can do all the other things.
There's no doubt about it. I was speaking on the Ellie Emer, the Irish naval boat, which was docked in Greenort the weekend to encourage cross-border trade, and was hosting the Chamber of Commerce's. And I said on that occasion on Saturday evening that the bridge has the potential to be an iconic physical and practical implementation of peace and reconciliation. And it's how then we exploit the bridge to build further bridges in our area.
Yeah, bridges can take people away or can take people back to us. The healthier option is it's the two-way traffic, the coming and going. And that coming and going into and from the world, our immediate world there, therein lies the seedbed, the hotbed of growth possibility.
Yeah, well, I think anything that brings potentially people to our area is welcome. There's no doubt about it. The more sophisticated Southern Relief Road with a bridge would have been the best option, but that can still happen sometime in the future.
But my understanding, and maybe I'm wrong here, you can guide me, but my understanding is that the Southern Relief Road, like the marina, it wasn't the bridge or the marina, it wasn't the bridge or the Southern Relief Road. It was a matter of specific funding being earmarked for the bridge, and that went ahead. So there could be next year specific funding for the Relief Road.
I think the most important thing is to celebrate that the bridge hopefully will now happen and will bring many positive advantages to the area.
If you want to give Danny Kennedy this morning a message about this, you could tell him about your enthusiasm for the bridge and why he ought to have the bridge.
Well, I think, to be fair to Danny Kennedy, I've always held him to be a fair man, and I think that when the time comes and it's very close to look at everything in the round, and given the multiplier effect in terms of European funding that the bridge will bring into the area, I think it's only natural that this will be a positive development for the island economy. And I would expect Danny Kennedy, being a very astute politician he is, to recognise that. And I think, to be fair, Danny is also an area more man. He's also a man along the Dublin-Belfast economic corridor. And I would have the highest confidence that Danny Kennedy will make the right decision.
I think so. His aide-de-camp, in a sense, out there, the Unionist MP there, Andy Moffat, Andy would be saying, he would be hopeful as well. Everybody is hopeful. So, look, now, you were involved in the creation of the city of Newry, the city status bid. Is Newry now, all these years on from it, is it a more prosperous place than it was when you pledged to try and make Newry a city?
Well, I think it's always important in life to recognise you're on a journey. And the journey is certainly positive, it's forward. At times it's certainly not as fast forward as we'd all like or desire. But I think only a fool would suggest that the Newry of today is not a better Newry than the Newry of 15 or 20 years ago. Now, much achieved, but more importantly, much more to be done. But I think, like everything else, we just must continue with that can-do attitude. We must continue how we leverage in support, how we leverage in funding, how at times we draw the positives. It's too easy to draw the negatives, but I honestly believe that I'd be an optimist, and I'd be very confident that the future is in safe hands.
You're down there at the mill, down in the Keys, and one of the greatest employers in the world is down there, Teleperformance.
Yes, and very exciting. I mean, if you think there's currently about 1,600 people there employed in that one building by Teleperformance. And again, you know, you have people in the construction industry. I'm speaking to the Confederation of Employers, Federation tomorrow morning, Wednesday morning in Belfast. And I can assure you they'll not be very enthusiastic about Minister Wilson's comments, because the south of Ireland in particular has generated about 65 to 70% of their income for the last 15 years.
So are you enthused by the news of Theresa Villiers was talking about yesterday, that we were going to have a great burgeoning of prosperity as a consequence of Mr. Cameron looking kindly in our direction?
Well, I think the one thing I would be encouraged is, I think like everything else, whatever people say about the Irish, they can't take away our warmth and our personality. And I have no doubt that whatever happens over the next few days, Ireland will build upon the positives. And Ireland and England and Britain will build upon the positives. And we in Newry and Mourne will benefit greatly too, because you cannot but benefit from having that type of influential people and their delegations in the area.
We're doing all right.
Well, we have a lot more to go.
Yeah, we have. Thank you, Fergal. Ladies and gentlemen, before the end of the programme, 3 major interviews to come. We have with Patsy Quinn talking on his book and his CDs, the writer, the broadcaster, his book of Newry Times, Newry's Other Times. And then James McAreevy with me talking about the opening of the Linen Hall Monument, the Linen Hall Square event last week with the council. And James was there absorbing it all in his inimitable style of historic interest and chronicling all the things that are happening. And Peter McAvoy joins me, the Newry political pundit. You've often seen Peter's letters in the Irish news. He's here on the sofa with me this morning. And guess what we're talking about? We're talking about the G8. All of that to come. Sean, take it away.